while you were talking about that, I was literally making the joke you're replacing me with a bee. That's why I got Italian Vogue. I have been working on this impression since I watched the Bee movie.
You've been working on this for years, man.
I didn't know how good Ken was. Hold on.
So here's our cold opening. Today's episode is brought to you by Italian Vogue. It's a lot of ads.
That's kind of a terrible
No,
opening
you're slipping into like Jeff Goldblum.
It's getting a little weird here, but
yeah, do that for the whole episode.
Fuck you. It's
we're gonna keep rolling until we get something that's a cold opening.
Yes, something that will be sufficient enough.
Yes. So let's keep going. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 15 of Living The DreamWorks, where we talk about every single B movie in DreamWorks animation history.
All the bug
you're
movies.
Ready to enjoy the series finale.
Yeah.
Welcome to this series. I remember, like, way back, saying something about, like, either, like, Madagascar or one of them being, like, the road to B movie. I didn't realize, like, how prescient that would be.
Yeah.
Given how this movie is. But we will talk about that. I am The Wash.
I'm RandomBystanderHere.
And I'm B. Claire.
Bees!
So before we get into our history and everything like that, I'll just real quickly tell you the history of B movie, which is that Jerry was having dinner with Steven Spielberg, and there was a lull in the conversation, and he just Jerry just blurted out, I want to make a movie about bees and call it Bee Movie. And Steven Spielberg was like, that's great. And the rest is just, that's all it took. It just took, and I'm kind of amazed at that because that's happened like so many times in Hollywood where just somebody's just gonna be like, oh, we should collaborate, we should do something together, and then nothing ever happens. So the fact that like Jerry Seinfeld can just be like, I want to do a movie about bees, and then they just do the whole damn thing.
All it took was bees and Jerry, and
our good pal Jerry.
Yes, not Jeffrey. Jerry.
Not our pal Jeffrey.
What are our histories with this film and watching this film?
Yeah, I guess those are two different histories.
Yeah,
we have very separate histories going. Even though spoilers, Random and I watched it together, I still have a very separate history with this film.
You have a funny story with yours.
I have a funny story with this, and then we have a funny story with this.
Yeah.
And, I mean, my funny story is that I watched the movie, so I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I remember seeing B-Movie as a kid, and I mean, I was a kid. It was just, a movie, so I liked it. Kids, they are how they are. And then I remember years later hanging out with a friend group, and we watched B-Movie, and I really didn't like it. Decidedly, I didn't like it. I thought it was really dumb. I didn't think it made any sense. I didn't get the appeal of it. I didn't understand the idea. There wasn't very much that I liked about it at all. I was also in a pretty strong anti-DreamWorks phase, so it all just came together. Just I didn't have a great experience. And then the years went on, and I just remember, everybody making the memes, everybody talking about aviation, and are there other bugs in your life? And just thinking, maybe when I watched the movie, I watched it with the wrong frame of mind. So, I went into it watching it with a more open mind. And I don't want to get too much into this because it's a scene we'll definitely talk about, but during the court scene, the phrase "stand against the insert" was said. I was losing my mind. I was laughing so hard. Like, I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard. I watched these ever since Over the Hedge. I've been watching these movies with my girlfriend, and let me put it this way: she's not white. So as I am like laughing, crying so hard, she's like, "That's so messed up." And I'm trying to say, "Yes, it is. It's so bad," but it's coming out as, "It's so bad. It's so bad." It's so bad. And she's just like, "Come on." I'm like, "It's so bad." And that's my history.
Okay, you want to start with yours, Watch?
I will start with mine because then it continues on to yours. So I will first say that I don't think I ever saw this in the theaters, but I did, and this was one of those movies that they would show in class when the teacher doesn't feel like teaching. So one day we just ended up watching the B movie, and I think at the time I was being a very grumpy teenager and just thinking that it was overrated and just kind of it's overrated and it's not very good. I don't remember having seen it again, but shortly before we started this, I've actually been on vacation, and we rented out this lake house, and the lake house had a big pile of DVDs, and one of the DVDs was B-Movie.
What are the odds?
I told you two about this. You were like, just like, go watch this. Like, this is gonna be an experience, and I went for it. Turns out this DVD is smudged, so a huge portion of the film, maybe like 20%, is just freezing. It's just freezing on, like, there's a point where, like, they're looking at the job openings, and, like, they're going through, like, the dead from the neck down, and like, it just kept, like, freezing, and it was just, like, some of the worst faces, and then it cuts to, like, a freeze frame of Jerry, who's just, like, confused at the whole thing. And I was losing my mind. I was like, this is amazing. This is exactly how I needed to experience the movie. And
specifically B-Movie.
Unfortunately, like, because it's like 20% of it, or like, I don't know, maybe that's an exaggeration, but like, there's a good amount of it that I just completely missed. Like, the whole thing with, like, the hives, like, it just freezes for so long, and then all of a sudden Jerry is already inside them. And I'm like, what's going on? I don't get it. So I did end up having to rewatch it. I think Random can take it from here.
I think this was my first time actually watching it.
Oh,
this
really?
was a film that I was entirely, at least all at once, watching it all at once. This was a film that mostly was brought to me through meme culture. Well, I mean, I knew what B-movie is through the trailers, but I don't watch it. And even if I did as a kid, I didn't remember it. But like, through the memes, that's where I got introduced to what B-movie was and all the things that went with it. The opening, the bees, you like jazz, all that shit. And then I was like, all right, we're going to have to watch it for the podcast. Wash was in town in New Jersey. And they hit me up and they're like, hey, do you want to watch the Barbie movie? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, you know what? I want to watch Elemental as well. Can we do that? Yeah!
We're gonna do Barbie Mental.
And then a devious thought in my brain. Barbie Mental.
And I was like, not unconvinced.
So, on that day, we watched 3 movies. We had Barbie for breakfast at 10 a.m. We had Elemental for lunch at 2 p.m. And then for a nice dinner, we had some honey with B-movie, and we watched it together. It was the first time we watched a movie together in a long time, I'd say.
Like, physically, yeah, definitely a long time. Like, you know, we used to do this all the time.
Yeah, we missed you, Claire.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, the really sad part was that if you did it a day earlier, I would have been in New Jersey for it.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Basically, we watched it.
And Random was losing his mind.
I was losing my mind.
I'll say this right away. As soon as we
Especially
no.
after...
We didn't finish the movie. And already you were screaming out, "This is better than Coco."
This is better than Coco. This is better
than Coco.
Like we hadn't even gotten to like the plane yet when you lost your mind.
I think it's like it was at one of the scenes with Ken, and then like the bathroom.
It was like
scene.
the Winnie the Pooh, maybe. Or...
Yeah, that was the point where I lost it officially. Take him out, but we'll get to that.
You already brought it up, so I mean, we might as well start with the plane.
Let's fly over to a plot synopsis.
Oh my god! What
the plot synopsis: Jerry Seinfeld B has a fantasy about a human woman seductively saying "Follow me" into an airplane where she crashed.
Yeah, that's the thing is you kind of covered the whole plot because the weird thing with this movie, I guess because it's Jerry Seinfeld, it's like I was looking at like old reviews of it, and like they're saying like, yeah, this is kind of a movie about nothing. It's about bees, but like the plot is so minimal that I was talking like wondering about if Shrek the Third was like they just had like the framework of a story and then they tried to hang jokes on top of it and failed. But like I think this is like a little case of just like it's just like the basic of like the bee is gonna sue the human race for honey, and then we just kind of work off from there. We'll have like jokes about hospital dinners and jokes about jokes about like Winnie the Pooh getting sniped and
evil beekeepers
and even like maniacal beekeepers.
Oh my god, the maniacal beekeepers! They make the honey and we make the money.
Oh my god! Oh, this
I was screaming.
Or like just all of a sudden, like Jerry Seinfeld just being like, "So what's this thing with TiVo?" Like there has nothing.
We have HIVO, and that's a disease, a horrible, horrible disease.
Like it has like.
So why do you fly all the time?
I don't know. Why don't you run all the time?
True.
Now my turn. What's this TiVo?
So, I mean, if you want a real plot, I mean, it's B-movie. This is about as real of a plot synopsis as you're going to get. Barry Benson, I believe. That's his name?
Barry B. Benson.
Okay, I didn't know if it was Barry or Barry, like Beery or something, but okay. Barry B. Benson is a bee, shock, and after 9 days of schooling, which is a pretty cute joke, I guess, he's ready to graduate and start living the working life. But he only gets one job that he's going to work for the rest of his life, so he wants to see the outside world at least once before he's stuck working a dead-end job for the rest of his life. He gets out, and due to it raining, and bees can't handle the rain, he gets stuck near humans, and while most of them try to kill him, one tries to spare him, a florist named Vanessa, and the two of them form a bond, and as they're just learning about each other and about their worlds, Barry B. Benson learns that humans use honey, and he is disgusted by this. He sues the human race, and God, I feel like I left out so much.
Yeah. There's so much in between.
I feel like I left out so much. And the story still isn't over.
Yes! Like, in a normal movie?
I feel like I left out the part when Jerry Seinfeld B had a fantasy about Vanessa, where she seduced him
into a rock.
Blew up.
Vanessa! Then he wakes up in honey. There's so many, not just like dialogue jokes, but visual jokes. Like all the male bees have buzz cuts, and all the female bees have honey hive haircuts.
This is what I like about B-movie. Star Positive. It's very surreal, and they know it's surreal. It's not like I'm trying to think of a DreamWorks movie that should have been surreal, but I can't. I guess kinda El Dorado. Honestly, like I think that movie could have gone all the way, but to make everything look like pretty in a sense, they kind of held back. B movie, it's not a looker, but they knew what they were doing was like really dumb. So instead of trying to make something out of it, they said, "So what's TiVo?"
They go all with the ridiculousness. Like
it makes perfect sense that this movie is the meme that it is.
Yes, without a doubt. Like from the beginning. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, yellow and black. That's perfect. That changes it up a bit. Like there's just so many jokes within the first minute.
Yeah.
That are like B puns mixed with like stupid things like
3 days of elementary school, 3 days of middle school. I'm glad I skipped that one day so I could see the world.
That's the thing, is that there's so many jokes, but like unlike a lot of the other one, a lot of the other DreamWorks comedies that we've seen, this one is much more dialogue driven.
Yes.
Like, it is way more about Jerry, about how funny he is.
I would say other people get a chance to shine.
Oh
too.
yeah, like I really like this cast, and we'll talk about the cast, yeah. But like it is 100% like a Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh yeah.
This is
even
movie.
to the point of like Jerry hiring his own writers to help him out with the screenplay. So that's part of why this feels so much like a Seinfeld movie. Like even like Patrick Warburton is a recurring character from Seinfeld. He played a New Jersey Devils fan. He'd go, "Devils, the Devils!" And I guess Jerry really liked Patrick Warburton and just gave him some of the dumbest lines, some of the absolute dumbest, most precious lines, and we'll talk about Ken.
You bet your ass we will.
We'll talk about Ken.
We'll talk about Ken, not Barbie, but Ken.
Okay,
just Ken.
2 seconds. I just got a DM from one of my roommates. I thought it was something serious. Did you just quote B movie?
Roommate, months from now, if you're listening to this, yes, we did. Jerry does a good job acting, and I don't mean like he's a bad actor when I say that. No, he's not. He's Jerry. He's Jerry Seinfeld.
So I'm gonna full disclaimer, and I think that once I say this, you'll know exactly what I mean. I really like Seinfeld, the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I say that I don't think Jerry Seinfeld does a good job, he does a Jerry Seinfeld job, and that's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But from the perspective of somebody who's a big fan of Seinfeld,
I'm a casual fan, but I enjoyed his performance. There were some points where he was like yelling, and he just was like, "Tell me where he is!" And he's like voice cracks.
There's like a point that's supposed to be dramatic when they're like revealing all the dying trees, and it's supposed to be like a dramatic thing, and then he just goes like, "No." It's like he's reading the script phonetically.
And you know what? It's still funny.
And that's the weird thing, is that like it's not a good performance. Like it's like classically, it's not a good performance.
Yeah.
But it is such a perfect comic performance.
Yeah, like it's not good, but it's still good. And it's not even like so bad. It's good. Just like it's just fun.
It's just weird and it's interesting.
It's weird and interesting in like the crafted way. It's not just for the sake of being weird. It's like it's crafted in a way to get you like not on board, but interested. And then you don't fall down the rabbit hole. You like tumble and you roll. You hit your head on a couple of rocks. It really hurts. And then you spread pollen everywhere, and a bunch of B-girls think you're hot. Like that's what happened.
So you may get stuck on a tennis ball along the way, but you'll be fine.
Like something we've been saying since the very first episode has been stunt casting. The very first DreamWorks movie was stunt casting. Woody Allen and Sylvester Stallone and Christopher Walken, and it was a hodgepodge, and the performances were all over the place. And this is one where it's like stunt writing.
Yeah.
It's like they were like, we really want to have a movie with Jerry Seinfeld. He like Jerry, our friend Jerry here. He had this idea, you see, and we're gonna take this all the way.
And then they're like, yeah, great, let me get my writers, and we'll cook something.
We'll cook it up. And what they came back was like, it doesn't have a lot of plot, but it has a lot of jokes. That's good enough. And you know what? I agree.
Yeah, no, honestly.
It's more than good enough.
I think, like, one of us was saying that, like, if you're not going to have a good script, be funny.
That was you.
That was
you,
me.
and then it was me saying that I got it from you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, right, thank you.
And I'll probably said it from you, so yeah.
So this is kind of the epitome of that. Like, on paper, this isn't that funny.
No, Jerry Seinfeld is a bee!
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld is a bee. He goes to the human world, meets a human, sues the human race for honey. Like, I mean, escalates quick, I guess, but, like, funny?
It's the timing of it. It's the way that, it's the delivery. It's the way that everything just kind of piles on. That it just keeps on going. And suddenly there's just like that encounter in the bathroom. There's like 50 jokes in that fight sequence.
Waterbug, not taking sides.
Oh, I love the smell of flowers. Well, but the smell of flames.
I scream. I'm gonna be saying this a lot today, but when he said, "What about the smell of flames?" I screamed.
I like just like tiny things where like I forget what he picked up. He might have picked up like a shower head, and there's just like a waterbug saying, "Waterbug, not taking sides."
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with and you know what character never shows up again? That waterbug.
Yep. He wasn't taking sides.
Yeah,
like,
he was on
like Moose Blood guy.
The way he delivered that ice cream.
You screamed so hard at Moose Blood guy. But that's the thing, that like we're jumping all over, but like it's the movie jumps all over.
Yeah, the movie jumps all over.
I can understand why somebody wouldn't like this, but one of its great, like, unironic greatest strengths is how effortlessly it can do that.
Yeah. How effortlessly unpredictable it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially with films nowadays where they'd be like, you have to follow the save the cat formula, where you have to do this, and then the fun and games, and then the sad moment happens, and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of refreshing to see this.
The sad moment here lasts like 5 minutes.
And it's not even a sad moment.
No,
it's just like, Vanessa is like, "Oh, Barry, how could things go so wrong? Vanessa, I know I did wrong." "Yeah, you sure did. But here's how we make it right." And
Suicide pact.
Like, that's it.
That's it.
And don't forget the suicide pact joke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, when he said suicide pact, I screamed.
It's not something you would ever expect from a kid's film.
No, forget a kid's film. Jerry Seinfeld B.
And not only that, they did like suicide pact. How? Well, I sting you, you step on me. I just kill you twice. He not only do a suicide joke.
Yeah, the resolution isn't like, that's wrong. The resolution is, well, I'm getting the short side of the stick here.
What the fuck? But in the best way possible.
I think we're far enough into this podcast where if literally any studio other than DreamWorks made this movie, it wouldn't be as good.
No, not at all.
It has to be DreamWorks.
I guess so, yeah. That it's... And you know what? This is like the same studio as like Madagascar and also and also like the 2D movies. This is the Glendale studio. So you can tell that like the CGI quality is not quite there, but it's getting like it's actually getting really close. They're actually getting really, really close with like the cartoonishness that it needs.
Yeah, this is a good step from. I mean, Madagascar was already a step in the right direction. This is another step.
And honestly, the uncanniness kind of works to its favor.
For the most part, like the uncanniness of the background characters.
The unimportant humans look rough.
There's like 5 different head shapes total.
Yeah,
total. It's getting bad, especially like crowd shots where it's like,
But it's so funny.
yeah,
It's so funny.
like it's really like expressive for being so ugly.
And also the beast kind of looks similar. I swear, I found like 3 clones of Barry.
Yeah. Oh my god, they're everywhere.
So if we're talking about like jokes and all that stuff, how about let's just talk about characters? What do we think about Barry B. Benson?
I mean, he's Seinfeld. What else do you want to say about him? He's Jerry B. Seinfeld. Be Seinfeld.
I don't like the character archetype. I like the character.
Yeah, I agree. He's very likable. He does stupid asshole things. Like, he doesn't want to work. He breaks all the rules. He talks to humans, which is the number one thing. He sues the human race and destroys a relationship between humans. And he nearly destroys the Earth. But yet I like him more than I would. I'm
gonna say this, but you don't like the characters in Seinfeld, right?
No.
If you were to meet any of those 4 characters, you'd be like, I just get me away from these people, please. But you watch the show because you love the characters.
Yes.
That's how I feel about Barry B. Benson. I don't know why I said his full name.
There's a reason that like the characters in Seinfeld go to jail.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
exactly.
Like,
I'm kind of surprised that's not how they ended B Movie.
maybe that was what he wanted to do, and Jeffrey is like, no, make him fly through kites.
But as long as we get that airplane explosion, fine. It's a dream, though.
Then they had a handshake. Okay, fine. We'll have a happy ending for an airplane explosion.
You gotta take what you can get. They don't have airplane explosions in Disney movies.
He's so much what, like, Z is not.
No, I was about to say, we should be comparing this to Ants more.
Yeah, with Woody Allen, Jerry Seinfeld, and, like, it's clear that like, that B movie is much more driven by his comedy, whereas, like, Ants was driven by Jeffrey's spite.
Yep.
Like, Z is just so, like, annoying. And it's so really funny. He's got, like, there are, like, good moments. I'm not gonna deny that, but, like...
Say the line, Claire.
Say the line, Claire.
My god, I'm trying to think of a B movie quote as a joke. Why can't I... Now that I finally, like
Oh,
Jen?
come on! You like Jen? That's what I was gonna say!
You like Jen?
Yeah, perfect. There you go.
You to B.
You to B.
You to B.
I will say, like, Barry and Z are similar technically as characters. Like, they both want similar goals. They both have...
Oh, they want something more, yeah.
They want something more in life. They want to leave the hive and do something else.
Yeah.
One just goes to Zootopia. Insectopia and comes back to help out the hive. The other sues the human race and then winds up helping the hive.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well, if Barry went to Insectopia, I don't think it would be the same.
I think he would get bored, honestly, of Insectopia.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, most people probably would.
Yeah.
It's not much of a topia. But, yeah, like, I mean, I'll always have that soft spot for Ants just because it's so ridiculous, but, like, this is the kind of ridiculous that Ants has done intentionally.
Yes. Like, again, it's so well written that there's, like, even if you don't like a joke, there's, like, another one, like, literally seconds away.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, this is... I think what it is that, like, Ants has just kind of gotten too complicated and trying to, like, throw in, like, political satire. B-movie doesn't care.
Yeah, no.
B-movie, it has, like, you know, social satire stuff. It has, like, social like, observation, essentially. Jerry's stuff. That's what Jerry's all about, observation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's much more driven by, like, we have this moment right here, how can we make them laugh? Let's have, like, Jerry's gonna try to figure out where the honey comes from. He could, like, go after the truck, but no, instead it has to be, like, an espionage, and, like, he steps out, his foot gets stuck in honey, and the human is just like, I sense him.
He's here. I can sense him.
And then he like opens up a jar of honey. I better leave this honey open over here. And
the
that
best
very
part is-
distinct walk cycle.
Yep. And my favorite thing is like they do a sword fight where Barry is using his stinger and the other guy is using like
a thumbtack.
a thumbtack. And it's like this epic sword fight with like swish swish clank clang sounds, and I'm just like,
I love
your supplier?
these random like factory workers that just want every bee to be enslaved. Like, what is their damage?
Oh, you employ beekeepers, but you don't employ any bee freers?
Oh well,
no.
Oh my god, the sociopathic actor in the courtroom.
Oh, Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta,
God.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess
discussion and it'll be done.
Congratulations on your award. Thank you.
I'm guessing that neither of you know Ray Liotta.
I don't.
No.
I don't.
Okay, now he's because one of my favorite jokes, I guess, is because he's famous for starring in Goodfellas, the Martin Scorsese movie, and there's a joke in B movie where it's like, he's not a good fella, he's a bad fella. That made me laugh.
I got that one.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they go from this whole map of a plot, just from A to B to fucking Z, and and how they get there is just crazy. I love the court cases so much. We'll get to characters because there's a lot more characters we got to talk about. Like a lot of characters make an impression. Can we get Vanessa? What do you have anything to say about Vanessa?
I mean, I like Renee Zellweger's performance in this.
Me too.
Like, and she's also funny. Like the moment she's like, "Oh, I'm talking to a bee." Oh, okay. Are you all right? No.
And she's like pouring coffee on the ground.
Yeah.
They're like having like Jerry is just being like, hey, I just wanted to thank you, and she's just like, oh, okay, and she stabs herself with a fork.
Oh, that's a little weird.
I'm not dreaming.
I'm not dreaming.
No one really questions it.
No, I think delivery-wise, my favorite delivery from her throughout the whole movie. He's a bee! Well, he's not bothering anybody. I laughed so because she says it so like white lady matter of fact about a talking bee. It's so funny.
Yep, it makes sense. Oh my god.
She serves her purpose as a sort of liaison for Barry B. Benson to the human, just like somebody to like connect with and just like try to explain like honey. Like why all the honey is here.
Yeah,
it's technically it's serviceable. I think that like if they didn't have her, it would have been a worse movie.
Yeah. They make use of her, and she's very funny.
I very much appreciate that. Like they set her up as as weird as it is, and they roll with how weird it is. She's set up as the love interest, and then as soon as Honey enters the picture, never again.
No.
Like, well, technically again, because they have dinner together.
I guess
that's more for like a certain character.
Yeah, it's not for Barry or Vanessa. It's for someone else.
It's for someone else. A man who's been
So Barry and I were going through your resume, your brochure, and we both agreed that eating food with chopsticks isn't a skill. That's such a white guy thing to put on a brochure.
My brochure.
All right, we'll talk about Ken. Let's talk about Ken.
No, we're not talking about 10. We're not talking about 10 yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not yet.
Right,
we're
cool.
saving him.
All right, cool. That's fine with me.
Let's talk about Vanessa is fine. She serves her.
I liked her.
She actually does a good job.
I liked her a lot.
You know who also surprised me in this, and I enjoyed more than I thought I would? Matthew Broderick's character. What's his name?
Adam Flayman.
Adam, yeah. He plays the best friend character who like goes along with things. And he's like, we make a decision for the rest of our one decision, and it affects the rest of our lives. Yeah, we'll never have to decide anything again.
You'll just work us until we die? We'll try.
That's what the social commentary was like, a little thick, but I liked it, so it's okay.
Yeah, I liked it. And keep in mind, this was 2005?
2007.
2007. and now it's still relevant.
Still relevant.
Like, even more so. Adam is like a good friend to be throughout the whole thing. And even Matthew Broderick, like, I know I've heard people give him some flack for the way he delivers lines with some projects he's in. They did good with this. This is over! Here, try this! This is not over!
What was that?
I think like he about matched like he about matched Jerry Seinfeld's whininess, which is what you needed for the show.
Oh yeah.
Performance.
I kind of liked. I mean, this is less about Matthew Broderick, but I liked that from a writing sense. Because it's normally the other way around. But Barry, he's like the irresponsible one, but he is a surprising. Maybe rational isn't the right word, but it's specifically that Adam is such an irrational thing. Like, he seems very well put together, but if you like push at Barry, he'll stick up. If you push at Adam, like, he'll snap. That's why he's the one who stings the lawyer, for example.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stop, Adam, it's what he wants!
When he stung the lawyer and he did that whole thing, and then it was the hospital room, and it's like the bed, and this tiny little bee is like sitting dying, and the nurse opens the door and Barry flies. I was laughing so hard.
My favorite part was when he's like, look at me. They found it in the cafeteria. It was from a tuna sandwich, and it's like one of those
Yeah.
with
I
sandwich
thought
toppers.
it was gum on it, and then he goes, "There's still celery," and flings it off. I'm like, that's definitely gum, not celery.
Yeah, it does not look like. What is celery doing in a tuna? Never mind.
I don't know. Don't think about it. The fact that they have that as a stinger is the joke.
Yeah, no, that was funny.
What was he saying, like, on the bed when there was, like, Barry was asking him, like, what's it like to sting somebody? And he's just like...
It was adrenaline filled.
It was just like adrenaline,
ecstasy.
And then ecstasy. And then Barry was just like, oh, okay.
And you see the look in his eyes.
Like he's kind of worried about that answer.
Oh, I really like when Barry's like, "Oh, stall for me." So it cuts to the courtroom, and he's teaching them how to make little, like, origami craft things.
And then once you got this, you're ready for the tub. And the whole jury is doing it.
Yeah, other than the lawyer, all the CEOs are doing it too.
Yeah, oh my god. That one guy in the jury was great. You know who I'm talking about. That one guy who was like, oh, man.
Oh, they were all doing it. They're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Again, very well done performance, and I think it's a great combination of writing, directing, and performance, where it's just the character who maybe shouldn't have worked well.
If we're talking about a, like, genuinely great performance, because he's just such a genuinely great actor, John Goodman.
Yes! I really want to talk about this, because when I hear John Goodman, I have only ever heard him do, like, Sully. And nothing against that kind of character or anything. He does a great job with those characters, too. But that's all I've ever heard him as. So to hear this, like, angry, bitter man-child from John Goodman, I'm like, I'm living for this.
Yes. I agree. I'm used to John Goodman playing John Goodman roles. Yeah. Like, Sully, Santa from one of the SpongeBob Christmas specials. Like, the husband in that one sitcom.
Oh, Rodan.
Yeah, it's not. The only other instance I can really think of is, like, Santa from Futurama. That's, like, the only exception. But first of all, he only played it once. Second, Futurama's just, like, such a high pedestal above almost everything else. Yeah. So it's like that's it. And I mean, even then, like, that's so far removed. Like, it's angry, it's intimidating, genuinely, like, evil. This is just like a man-child. It's so funny.
He's literally like what Boss Baby would grow up to actually be.
Like, I've actually, because he especially shows up in a lot of Coen Brothers movies, so I do get to see a different side of him, and like stuff like Big Lebowski, Barton Fink, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, all fantastic movies that I want to show you guys someday. But like goddamn, him as this Southern fried lawyer. it reminded me of since you mentioned Futurama, it reminded me of the chicken lawyer. It's just like,
oh my god!
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were torn.
So where do you get this sudden plea from insanity? Well, for one, he decided to make me his lawyer. Agreed.
Not only is his design great, just like everything, his actions are great because he's not afraid to be ridiculous, especially in order to win a case.
Yeah.
Like he will get stung and just go, "Oh Lord, I'm hit."
Oh Lord.
It's so much the pairing of like the performance and the animation.
Yes.
That really takes this over the top.
That
like,
those jiggle physics.
The stinging scene. That's the one everybody knows. With Montgomery, like he just goes, "Oh!"
Even before that, though, like when he was trying to anger Barry, and like there's a really uncomfortably borderline like seductive zoom in on his lips as he's talking.
Oh yeah, like just like, what's your relationship with that woman?
Oh my god, that's right. That's what he was saying.
Is she your little bad bug?
Bad boy.
Even before that,
I
like this isn't a John Goodman thing, but like one great joke to set up the character is like you're like, you think these multi-billion-dollar companies will hire a good lawyer, and then you see like a guy coming, you don't see his face, you just see his feet, and then a bug, and then he squishes the bug, and then he just goes, ugh.
Well, no, the bug goes,
yeah, and then Jerry goes, ugh. I felt something there.
It's felt a chill there.
And then you see him and he's like, "Is these?" And he holds up honey. He's like, "These one of yours?"
Mom, the prestige mumbles of joy. He's just so bloviating. Like, it's like, goddamn, like, this is exactly what you're here for, John Goodman. We love you so much.
And even the little things, like, again, when it gets to, like, when they're, like, interviewing the witnesses, which are all great. Like, first it starts with the CEO, with one of the CEOs, and he's like, no. And he's like, and I assume you're using bears. And I'm like, oh, yeah, bears are lovable creatures. And he's like, explain this! And it pulls out the over-the-head bear.
Yes! It was the over-the-head bear.
It showed up multiple times, too.
Yeah, Yep.
How did your girlfriend react to that?
She's the one who pointed it out to me.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, just making sure she did.
Yeah.
And then it just and one of my favorite reactions when they interview fucking Sting.
Yeah, they get Sting from the police.
Oh my god, yes.
But you're not from the police. You've never been a policeman.
Well, Sting, or should I say your real name is da-da-da? And then you hear John Goodman go, that's not his real name, you idiots! I fucking was dead.
That was so good. He did so. I love John Goodman so much.
He's literally he's my second favorite character in this movie. And that's saying a lot.
He's phenomenal. Like I was saying, like even like Jerry Seinfeld is like, his performance is good in a weird way. Like John Goodman is a legitimately great performer.
Yeah.
He completely fell into the role.
And visually, it gets better and better. Because even when he gets stung, he's like, how long should this ridiculousness go on? And you see him in the fucking baby stroller.
Yeah.
It's just, and like when Barry wins the case, oh, just be warned, but you've completely changed the social orders.
This couldn't hurt a fly, let alone a bee. And then he kills.
And like he smoked up the entire place. Like,
oops.
And that's when Jerry Seinfeld delivers the line, "Stand up to the white man."
They stand up to the white man, and then one of the lawyers who's black, just like flies away.
Oh my god!
That like that went from like wow to wow.
Both Wash and I fucking screamed.
Oh! If you two screamed, you can only imagine how I
saw
reacted.
it coming, but I'm still like amazed at that.
If you screamed, you can only imagine. You can only imagine how I reacted.
Oh my god!
God damn!
That's when I was like, "This is."
And then Coco.
Okay, no, that was
obviously,
when Winnie the Pooh got shot.
Again, it's so like it's one distinctly DreamWorks, but also so distinctly B movie.
No DreamWorks film could get away with a joke like that. None.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I see. B movie definitely, but I see how he got from like Shark Tale to Madagascar to Over the Hedge to this. Like, I definitely see how he got here, but like, wow, we actually made it.
Yeah, you know what? There was a joke that I think because we were laughing so hard that we're like, the first time I watched it, I completely missed this joke. It was only like when I watched it again with Random that I spotted like immediately after the lawyer is just like, he's playing the species card.
Oh my god!
It happens so fast you don't even hear because you're laughing too hard.
I completely missed it, but that time it was just like, oh my god.
Oh, that court scene just phenomenal.
It's so good. Highlight a whole movie for sure for me.
Honest to God,
So
yes.
weird.
Other than a certain scene with a certain character. But
I mean, plain scene for me too, I guess, just because, wow. I don't want to say like high highs, low lows, but like high highs, good enough. High highs, good enough lows. That's like when it's at like, when it's not like, what the hell am I watching? Do I need to like rinse out my eyes when we're done? It's good.
yes.
And I think that's a good thing. That is like a compliment, because if the whole thing is this adrenaline rush, then you kind of get like exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some moments where it's just like, okay, here's a moment to breathe.
Yeah.
With some jokes thrown in.
Yeah.
Because, oh God, there's the mosquitoes. There's
Yeah,
the mosquito by
Moose-
Chris Rock.
Moose
of all
Blood
people.
Guy.
Moose Blood Guy!
Played by Chris Rock, that we get to see again.
Yeah.
Again, it's a small character who has like a couple of lines, but he gets a decent amount of work because they have a nice conversation together.
It's just actually a nice scene. They just kind of like talk, and they of course they make like a sort of allegory of like interracial dating.
Yep. And then, of course, like he's like, "Oh my God, there's a blood bank truck. Hey guys, how you doing? Did you bring the crazy straw?" And then he comes back at the very end. He's like,
"You're a lawyer? I'm already a blood-sucking parasite. All I needed was a briefcase."
On the one hand, like wah wah. On the other hand, like yeah.
"Yes,
Yeah. I'm just looking really quick. Like, I don't know. Do you want to talk about like Kathy Bates and Barry Levinson as the parents?
Wait, Kathy Bates?
Kathy Bates is his mom.
The Kathy Bates, like Misery Kathy Bates?
Misery Kathy Bates is the mother.
I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, she's the one. She's the like this like, is this
I
about
do-
a girl? And she flies away and she's going, I just hope she's bitch. That's another thing. It's like, why is this whole thing an allegory for?
Why? Good question.
Like there's a line in the Vanessa is just like, "Hi, you're funny," and Jerry's just like, "If we don't laugh, we'd be crying with all the stuff we'd have to deal with." It's like, oh my god. Did you know that Joey Seinfeld is Jewish?
You don't say.
I welcome it. It's just, this is okay. I'm just now realizing like this is what Claire's season is.
Yeah.
But much better.
Yeah.
This is
I'm
much
sorry.
better. Much
This is better
No,
than Ants.
I mean spoilers, quote unquote, but definitely better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to be the one to bring it up, and I know, like, I mean, if this podcast ever gets big, someone's gonna be like, woke in the comments, but there was one joke that I didn't like. 2007, they didn't know how to do drag queen jokes.
No.
Oh, you're talking about
That's not a queen. That's a drag
Yeah.
queen. And
No,
I'm
no,
like,
it's like, that's not a queen. That's a man in women's clothing. It's a drag queen. It's like, okay.
Okay.
like I'm glad it's fucking quick and
It's
never
quick and they never
again.
reference it again. That's the best thing I can say about it.
Yeah,
you know what?
like-
I was going through, and I just now found I was going through the cast list, and I started to like completely jump off it. I was going through the cast list, and I just found out that like the guy that was running the tower that was like talking with the plane is Kramer.
That's why he sounded familiar.
It's Seinfeld. It's Seinfeld.
Michael Richards. I guess before that one performance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, let's not talk
We're
about
not talking about that. Again, it's just like all of Jerry's friends. Like we're bringing Patrick Warburton, we're bringing Chris Rock, we're bringing Barry Levinson.
If I were Jerry Seinfeld, I want my talent that I know and trust. So let's get my friends.
Or getting Jim Cummings as the narrator.
Not just the narrator. He's a couple of things. Like he's the
graduation announcer.
Dean Scrabblebottom or whatever the heck their name is.
Yeah, he was the announcer as well.
Yeah, but he's literally the opening narration.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yes, that makes the meme even better.
Yeah, and also we'll just bring in Sting and Ray Liotta because just why not? Just fuck it. We'll have Ray Liotta, honey, and then we'll have him cackle, and it's gonna be great, and it is great because
it's great.
Ray Liotta is fantastic, and he absolutely deserves the award for playing the bit character in ER.
and we'll have Sting get arrested and be like, it's just a stage name.
It's just a puppy stage name, something like that. And B. Larry King.
Oh yeah, who? Fun fact. I don't know. I had to look this one up, but he's voiced by Larry King.
Really?
Yeah. I know. I was surprised.
Does he know that there's a human Larry King?
There's a Larry King in the human world too.
There's a common name.
He even has that thing where hair, clothes, glasses. Yeah. He even has that weird colors in the background and bottom text there.
All of this is to say, to go way back to what you pointed. Yeah, that one joke stuck. That joke stuck.
It did. Thankfully, there was the maniacal beekeepers that.
That's my takeaway. Takeaway from that scene still is they make the money and we make the honey. Shoot.
Yep.
No, I got the quote wrong. No, I'm dying.
Is there anything else? Anybody else we want to talk about before we get to?
Other than him, is there anyone else to talk about?
I'm trying to think. I mean, there's the pollen jocks. There's mostly one-off characters.
The funny thing is the pollen jocks. This is another example of the script being whatever. Is that you think that the whole thing with the pollen jocks is that they would be they'd sabotage him intentionally because they so clearly don't respect him. But that plot is just kind of over. And
they're surprised he even shows up, and they're like, "Oh, it's all right. We're taking him under our wing."
Yeah, once he actually shows up, I think they're just like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, then he just gets trapped on a tennis ball, and that's it.
That's it.
They do save him because originally, Ken's about to whack him, and then one of the bees goes, "Ugh," and then Ken gets distracted, and then he just hits the tip, and he's like, and then he flies off. So that's a very interesting touch and very interesting foreshadowing that, hey, humans can hear bees.
I guess so.
It's a little thing.
Speaking of little things, it was a little thing that the ball was on the line.
Get ready.
Oh, you lost it already.
No, I don't know the line. You're about to eat it.
Yeah, something about that. Yeah.
Ken is my favorite character in this whole damn movie. From the moment you watched, you want to be like,
I knew he was coming. I was like, oh, here he comes. And I actually didn't know that you haven't seen this before. So I got to see your reaction. And as soon as you hear him in the distance go, "That was on the line," you immediately knew who
I was like, oh no. But because then I was like, oh god, I gotta get this. Because I fucking love Patrick Warburton.
Oh, he's amazing. His
voice. He's great. I love him as Crunk. I love him as Joe Swanson. He is kind of the antagonist, but if Starkid was ever to do a parody musical where the villain is in the right, it should be about Ken. Because he gets cucked by a bee.
I mean, he is in the right, but he's also a huge moron.
Oh yeah, he's a moron.
He's a moron and an asshole. He's burns. He's just burns.
Look at these job interviews. Hey, look, flabbergasted at the things I say.
Flabbergasted.
I predicted global warming.
I could feel it getting hotter.
Thought it was just me. I fucking love him, bro. Every single line of his is pure gold. That face when Vanessa goes,
"Stand back, there's a winter boost."
Oh my god, the whole thing, and Even like every little
The
thing,
bee
even
is
the, like,
taking over my life.
He's like an idiot, but he's also weirdly like the only like sane guy.
Yeah,
when Vanessa tells him, I'm helping him sue the human race, he goes, what?
like she's like they're having the argument, and Vanessa's saying she just happens to be the nicest bug I've ever met. Nicest bug? What are you talking about? Are there other bugs in your life?
No, but there's someone bugging me right now. Fine.
Fine. No yogurt night.
I can't live with this emotional unpredictability.
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster.
When he goes, why is yogurt night so difficult?
It's a line that doesn't need to be as loud and emotional as it is, but Patrick Warburton does it so well.
I have to assume that like Jerry and his company, like they wrote this with Patrick Warburton in mind. Because you have to write out the line, why is yogurt knife so difficult? And you just picture how Patrick Warburton would do it, and you know it's gonna be gold.
Exactly. It was so cool. Like, I heard it and I just fucking died.
He's so good.
He's so good from beginning to end, and he's not even in the film that much.
He's really not.
Like, you feel like he's going to be the main antagonist of the film, but
no,
he leaves like in the halfway, like around the half, like in the middle of the court case.
Yeah,
no, before the court case even happens.
Oh yeah, they were just getting started. Yeah, then. And he just leaves, and it's just until the very end. He's just like, the beer is taking my life, and it's
just like living my life.
Let it go, Ken. Let it go.
Let it go, Ken. Let it go. Oh!
His screams are just great, because there's one point where, like, he goes, oh! It's just like
back to back.
Oh yeah, things keep like a can hits his head, the shower rod hits.
And then a rubber
ducky.
With a scream each and every time.
Oh, the royal flush. This is not a funny line, but when Patrick Warburton says it.
Again, he's one of those comedians where he could literally read the phone book yellow pages.
Oh, pool water.
That line should not have made me laugh.
There's so many of his lines shouldn't have. Funny or not, like, I mean, the lines about the brochure are, like, funny enough. Like, oh, this guy's so conceited, he has a brochure of himself instead of a resume. Like, okay, that's kind of funny, but the way he says those lines.
His confidence.
Yeah, exactly. The drawl in his voice, because he's so confident.
Even the moments where he's quiet, when he has, like, that whole dinner scene was like, you're sitting in my chair. I used to sit there, right there.
like his own friends are making fun of him. And he's like, is your number one movie Star Wars? He's like, no, I don't go for that.
They even make fun of him for being allergic to bees. He's like, that thing can make me puff up. Well, why don't you list it as your special skill? You know, knocking you out is a special skill.
That's actually, like, Patrick Warburton or not, that's a good line.
That's a good line.
That is a good line. But again, the bathroom scene is just one of the greatest DreamWorks fight scenes.
Vanessa's washing the dishes. You could see the flames shooting out from underneath the door.
And she, like, slightly turns her head around and goes,
And it's just like witty dialogue and banter going on between the two, while there's like the water bug joke and a few other things. And it's just,
what you got there? Italian, Bo. That's a lot of pages. It's a lot of ads. I think another thing that we talk a lot about the performance, but another thing that helps is like his design.
Oh my god!
And the animation. Like he's such a douche visually.
He is, but it's so good. And again, when Vanessa finally kicks him out, you would argue he overstays his welcome, but he just gets louder and louder.
Oh my god, when his like, but I like to have artificial sweetener made by man.
He leaves. I know it's got an aftertaste,
but I like it.
It's so maniacal.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And then he's not seen again until the end.
Until the
which
very
is
end. The bee's taking over my life! Just let it go, Ken.
Okay, I think that's because otherwise I'm gonna quote every single thing
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Ken has ever said in this movie.
I think the reason people quoted the Bee movie as a meme is because it
It's
is so quotable. This is Toy Story levels of quotable here.
Oh, yeah.
So it's so good. It's really freaking good. It shouldn't be.
That's ooh. That's what stings the most about it.
Hey.
It shouldn't be good. You know it shouldn't be good, but you'll love it anyway.
It's a Jerry Seinfeld vehicle. It's
A plane, if you will.
It should be like annoying, and maybe for there are people who do find it annoying, like mainly because they don't like Jerry Seinfeld. That's fine.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. Not everybody has to like the same thing.
Yeah, not everybody has to like that his style. It's like perfect. It's for me.
With that being said, and I love when we're all positive. I think it's some of the most fun episodes. What were our problems? I mean, it's still funny. There's still a lot of great jokes, but I do think it kind of petered out a little bit towards the end. So the plan to get to the plane was hilarious.
Oh,
but once they're on the plane and like the pilots get knocked out, the jokes are still good. I just think it petered out like a little bit.
I can see what you mean by that. Yeah,
I see what you mean. Yeah,
I mean, a movie this stupid, setting up like a legitimate climax. I wouldn't change that much about the ending. I'm not saying this is like Kiki's or something where it's like, oh, the ending just doesn't fit. The ending works, but this movie this stupid, having like setting up a motivational climax, like, not saying that they shouldn't have done it, but it's like, it's the one part that didn't feel effortless to me, you know?
I could even say that about the sad scene too. Like,
yeah, but I mean, that one's like 5 minutes. It's so short.
It's like the plane definitely was felt like, well, okay, but there still has to have a plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be about nothing. It can't be just be like an extended Seinfeld episode.
Exactly.
Like, you have to get to a point here and get a whole thing, get a whole thing about like the Jerry's speech about like how we're all hard working. If we put our minds together, we can stuff and stuff. It's like, okay, whatever.
I do want to reiterate though, their plan to get to the plane was very funny.
For some reason, like that visual for me has stuck with me since I first started. Like the plane just like floating towards. It's just floating. I think I wasn't paying attention when I first saw this movie. So when I saw that, it's like, what the fuck? I thought it was straight up Looney Tunes. Like, I thought it was just like cartoon stuff, like literally.
No, I love the two best parts leading up to the plane are when they get to the carriage ride. They're like, I'm the princess, you're the bean. I'm gonna take this up with my manager. She goes to walk off. Vanessa moves the ladder, so she just like falls off, and they like steal her outfit. That made me laugh. And then of course when they get to the airport, we're gonna have to take you to take everything out of your pocket so we can check your belongings. No, I'm just kidding. Enjoy your flight. That was fantastic too.
Yeah.
It's not like I said, the plane stuff is really funny. Like, the plane is off autopilot. They can't pilot it. They're gonna die. And Vanessa and Barry are just having this back and forth argument about nothing. Like, there's still really funny stuff happening. It's just they're trying to fit it in with a climax.
Weirdly, like, the script is the weakest part of it, and the best part of it is the script.
That's B-movie for you.
Like I said at the very beginning, the plot is so minimal. But unfortunately, they're gonna need a plot for a feature like DreamWorks movie like that. You're just gonna have that. You got it. And that's the thing that like part of what made it feel so refreshing is that like just like Barry like floating from one scenario to another, for lack of a better term. Like he's just getting to like meet like bugs on a windshield. And the getting inside a bee farm, the honey farms, like just experiencing the world and just taking everything in. that honestly just felt so much more refreshing, and unfortunately you have to you gotta wrap it up, and it's gotta be in a nice bow, but it's kind of a forced bow.
All right, I got a little negative,
Okay,
or maybe a nitpick if I'm being honest. The soundtrack was a little weak.
it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. Like the only songs I remember are "Sugar," "Honey," honey.
Those are the obvious ones. They're
You
so
are my
obvious that
candy girl, and "Here Comes the
Yeah.
Sun." That's all I remember. I don't think there was anything else.
It's just that those ones are just so obvious that they're just kind of
Yeah.
Kind
The score was good. Like that was pretty good. And I think it was Hans Zimmer who did it.
Oh yeah, this is a Hans Zimmer score. Yes.
That was fine.
I mean, that explains
just
that.
the soundtrack. It's nowhere near All Star or Shrek in Shrek 2.
Yeah, those are the only the only other ones that I see on the credits is the Pomp and Circumstance, the graduation song. And it's like, hey, a lot of pop under circumstances.
Yep.
That's another wow, Jerry. And also the very end, in the way at the end of the credits.
Oh right. Yeah, they have the song.
Thinking Bee.
Thinking Bee. Yeah,
I'm glad I feel like that's a musical number they scrapped, and they were like, let's put it in at the end for the heck.
Yeah,
of it.
why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm glad it wasn't in the movie because that would have probably put things to a halt.
Oh yeah, it would have grinded it way down. It's it's at this point way at the end, just to kind of wrap everything up. It's fine.
Anti-therapy exercise. Do you have a negative?
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of covered it with the script just being whatever. Gosh, I don't know. It's not like a fantastic movie. I'm not saying this is better than Shrek 2. For the premise, this was kind of what it needed to be.
Needed to be.
Needed to be.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to make a complaint that the lawsuit, the actual court case was just mostly nonsensical and just all over the place. But also there's you could just go to the YouTube channel Legal Eagle and he'll do a better job of explaining all the stupidness of that. But that's fine.
You want to know what else is fine?
The
timer.
What an episode! Not as crazy as I thought it would be compared to our others, but
for those listening in, we're gonna be taking a break, but you won't know. It's just that we're taking a break in terms of recording, and this is the perfect point to end off on.
Or maybe you will know. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. But this was funny as fuck.
Yeah, and we wanted to do this episode as soon as possible, not just because of the fact we are going to be taking a break, and this is a good milestone to end it on, but because of B-Movie.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
I'll start. This was funny as fuck. This is the epitome of, if you're not gonna have a good script, be funny. And you know what?
Be funny.
That's a funny B right there.
Yeah.
It's just so wacky. It's so wacky, and it shouldn't work, which is part of what makes it more fun. That it just kind of goes on its own world. I remember seeing reviews that is wondering how are kids gonna take this, because it is a little more adult oriented, and it's much more dialogue driven than you're really gonna see slapstick or anything like that. I don't know, maybe the kids are gonna Winnie the Pooh getting sniped, but but it's just more about the situation. It's Seinfeld. It's more about the scenarios that are happening than plot, than characterization. What is the characterization of Barry? He's the same entering than he did leaving. Aside from he got a job that he liked.
Good for you, buddy.
But it's just so much the it's so much what it had to be.
I thoroughly enjoyed myself with B-Movie. There was a lot of laughing and a lot of screaming. I definitely am glad that I could confirm with myself that every other time that I've watched, well, okay, the last time I watched B-Movie, I just didn't really have the right frame of mind. It was grumpy, as Watch said before. Coming into it now, super fun, super strange, super nonsensical, super surreal, but it's not all of those things by raw chance or coincidence or mistake. It was intentional. It was fine-tuned to be this way. And because of that, it's just super fun, super weird. I had a great time with it. On my list of rankings, I mean, I guess if I had a problem with it, it's my big problem with B-Movie. It's not a real big problem, but my problem with B-Movie would be, if we're just going to use that ending as an example, it's a lot of really funny stuff without very much of a destination, I guess.
Yeah.
So when I think about it for my rankings, I currently have it, it's very high. This is definitely going to be, top third of the dream. Well, I say that, who the hell knows? We have like 8,000 movies left, but, assuming that the quality stays relatively consistent with everything, this is definitely a movie that I think could end in my top third. Maybe not top 10, but pretty handily, pretty confident for top 15, and we'll see about top 10. As of right now, I have it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th. I have it right above Chicken Run and right below Madagascar.
Oh, interesting. I actually put it. I'll jump in real quick just because I forgot to say this. I actually put it above Shrek.
Really?
Because I just had like I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and like the fact that there was so little plot maybe helped out. That there's like I had less to. There's less of that awful cliche shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, that absolutely worries. I mean,
yeah, like it's just below like Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Like it's pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, I have Madagascar at 5th, so I also 5th. So I mean, B-Movie at 6th for me. It's everything. Like, I mean, I understand not counting Chicken Run because it's Aardman, but everything like Chicken Run and above is when it's like I really like these movies.
This was such a pleasant surprise. Like, especially after watching Elemental, which was... We'll get to it when we do the episode, but it was fine. But going from Elemental to this...
in that case, better than Coco.
Oh, yeah. But with all honesty, I really, really enjoyed this film. This film hit every single humor button for me, except for like a couple of jokes which were either meh or offensive. And I really enjoyed how wonderful it was and how funny it was, how the performances, even the uncanny animation kind of grew on me a bit. Jerry was Jerry, everyone performed great. Ken is my favorite character. And John Goodman was fantastic. Even the people who were like had one or a couple lines, the beekeepers, the guy who worked at the warehouse, the guy who was fixing the light bulb and looking at Vanessa having dinner with herself, and is just so who comes back later, I think, like holding the bear.
He was wearing a Mets hat too. Let's go Mets. Love the Mets.
Love the Mets, baby. Love the Mets.
Jerry Seinfeld is actually a Mets fan himself, so I think that's
of course they did that then.
Yeah.
It was great. I unironically love this movie. It is my number 3.
Wow. What's above it for you?
It is above
Prince of Egypt?
Above it is Shrek 2 and Prince of Egypt. So yeah, it's above Shrek, it's above Madagascar, it's above Were-Rabbit. Which might change. Meme all you want. I don't give a fuck.
Well, no, please meme about it. That's part of part of what keeps the movie so funny.
Honest to God, like I think the memes, like this film is memed because of how good it is.
The memes honestly don't give it enough credit because the funniest ones are not the ones that people are quoting.
Yeah, that's true too.
So go watch B-Movie. It's better than the memes give it credit for.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, like, of the DreamWorks insect movies starring Jewish comedians whose personal lives you should not Google, B-Movie was the absolute best.
Well, now that you describe it like that.
Not only have we gotten through 15 DreamWorks movies, but we have officially talked about the first 10 years of DreamWorks.
10 years.
We've started from 1998 and we've ended on 2007. And wow, has this been a busy company?
It has been a busy bee company. That hive has kept going for a while now.
To the best of Jeffrey's abilities.
Yes. Wow, we barely talked about Jeffrey in this one.
Oh, look at us! Look at it. You know what? It helped that this wasn't driven by spite.
Yes.
Yeah, this was the first one that I didn't watch, and I'm like, man, they hate Disney.
Yeah.
Although Winnie the Pooh, I guess so.
They shoot that was Jeffrey right there. So you gotta shoot Winnie the Pooh.
That does feel like a Jeffrey Katzenberg kind of joke.
Yeah.
The next movie we're gonna talk about is a huge jump in terms of quality.
In terms of style, in terms of like everything.
I actually don't know what's next. What's next?
And up next is Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda.
Oh my god.
But before we get there,
before
we get there, we're gonna take a quick sort of look back, since we have covered 10 years, and we've covered quite a lot of the company. We're gonna do like the very next episode is gonna be a quick overview on the first 10 years. But before we get there,
plug. Oh god, this one's gonna be a bit weird, isn't it?
Oh,
if you like what you listen to, you can check us out on YouTube. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WRK podcast. Use comments, subscribe, hit the bell, or something like that.
Subscribe, hit that bell, hit that BL.
Who is your favorite B character in B movie? Let us know
in the comments.
In the honey comments.
Yes.
You can also listen to us in audio form at wrk.simplecast.com and wherever else you may get your podcast. And if you want to see you want to get updates on when the next episode is going to be, you can go to, as of this recording, twitter.com/WRK podcast, and we'll let you know when the next episode comes out.
It's not going to look like it, but it's definitely Twitter.
Yeah. As of this recording, it is still technically twitter.com. I'm not going to say a damn thing. I'm not going to give him the satisfaction. So, at the end of that, I'm the Wash.
I'm Random Bystander here.
And I am Clary.
And we'll be back.
We'll be back next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.